Okay. Right, now you can hear me. Yes? I updated the settings of the microphone and they all went crazy. How's it going? So, as yesterday, we're going to be looking at EMEA Masters. We're going to be looking at the NLC. We're going to look at Ratons. We want them to win. If they win, we get more slots next year. But also, it's just fun. So, I think I had a quick check. I really wanted to avoid spoilers. So I had a quick check of Cagel's stream, and I don't think they had comms today because it was like kind of broken yesterday. So I'm assuming it's just like all gone today. So in that case, we're just going to look at the normal stream. We get the normal casters. As always, though, jump in with any questions you have. I'll try and give a little bit more context of what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, and why. And then, yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Used to maybe get the win today.
Also, let me know like volumes and stuff like that. Don't know actually who these casters are, but we will see. I'm blocking half their screens right now, but I'm not going to change it because this is what it is like for like LPL and LCK, which I'll go back to doing now that the split's kind of starting. So I'm sorry, gentlemen, Sim and Mahonix. I'm covering the top of your faces. Actually, wait, I'll change it. I can do this. That's better, right? You don't see the bans, I guess. That's Rumble, Callista, Maokai bans. Peak viewership 220k. That's less than I thought it would be. That's less than we had for finals, no? And we were not contributing. 10 of those viewers, 10 of the finals viewers were me. I was expecting much more with Kometo as well. I guess they've just come off first strike, right? So KCB probably less viewership than they would have done. Hey Draco, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I've managed to avoid spoilers for this game, so thanks for following. How about you? How's things? When is like LFL2 and stuff starting again? Okay, Ezreal. They love the good Ezreal first pick. Let me just turn down a little bit because it's a little bit too loud, a little bit distracting. We've talked about this before. Super comfort on 2-3. Start of April. Okay, yeah, we're the same. Like 1st of April is first week back. Super safe. Azir. Unlike yesterday, they are prioritizing the Skarner with the Ivan ban as well. They have to do something else into Skarner, but of course it is nerfed Skarner, so not as bad as it otherwise could be, but still a strong pick. And then you're going to do the dive into Ezreal with Kai'Sa. I don't think with Azir we'll see the same AP Kai'Sa as we saw yesterday. It'll probably just be like on hit. In which case I expect, I mean, Mainta can also just blind tank on 4 and be completely fine, I think. So yeah, Quinn, Volibear bans 4-5 for KCB. I'm guessing setting up 4-pick top lane because you'd want to take something aggressive with Kai'Sa, but you'd have to ban Braum, I think, to blind anything that you want, like Leona or anything like that. Rel's still gone though. It's obviously strange as well because KCB is pretty much like a new team, you know. They've got 2 players swapped is quite a big deal, especially jungle and support are like the 2 that almost have the most impact in a way. You know, you could swap a different AD carry in if you traded your Exekick to an AD and then to an LEC team and got a different AD carry, then you have like a different person who just farms, turns up to fights and tries to carry. It's somehow, even though it's a more obvious impact on the game, it's also something that's much harder easier to replace, than the like controlling positions, because it changes really how you are as a team. So I didn't see their first game. Someone in the chat yesterday said they weren't as dominant as you would expect coming as first from LFL, but of course, like you said, new team. I'm really glad Sloku's getting his shot as well. Almost took him a few years ago. Okay, so it is going to be blind pick. top lane. And the blind Braum again. It's their same thing. Okay, they say, right, with Kai'Sa, you want to play an aggressive support, so we're just going to blind pick Braum. And I think it's okay, but you do open yourself up to Rakan. But I mean, even still, Braum is quite strong. I think you don't worry last time, like yesterday, about lacking engage, because you know already that they are really going to go for the dive with the Jacks. You've got some disengage yourself. Of course, with the Poppy, this is one of the matchups that Baus does, like one of the kind of standard matchups that Baus plays. Yeah. So side lane pressure and advantage probably still in favor of KCB, especially in the mid and late stages of the game. Front to back, as always, something you want to do with Viego. You get that first kill, and then you run over the rest of the game. I don't know does he do a weird build on Poppy? I actually didn't see it. We know he plays Poppy a bunch, but does he do something strange? He doesn't do like lethality Poppy, does he? It's actually tank. Obviously, in all our games, Poppy is banned because of chart sheath, so we don't get to actually see it that much. Even in scrims, it's banned all the time.
Opinion, slightly better draft. I think Braum is actually a mistake because the Braum, it doesn't function very well into Azir and also into Rakan, which was just still left open. So I think also it's going to struggle if they don't find the lead in the early game.
Yeah, it's strange, I think, to be playing Tears Under Sky, Thimble into his. Okay, yeah, so he just goes standard Poppy. In which case, yeah, the front to back can work. But of course, in the late stages of the game, like no one, I don't think, really beats Azir front to back.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, and welcome over to the casters, ladies and gentlemen. I am temporal, I am blown away, I am ecstatic. The NLC might just be back, and they're going up against the Blue Waters. Ratons, let's continue their undefeated streak here at EMEA Masters.
It's such a huge stakes. And like the said, it's coming home. It's coming home. I think the Rats are going to have a pretty good time this game. We have the draft across from each other. Kai'Sa, traditional counter to Ezreal. We've got this great team in the NLC. They're called Nord Esports. Fantastic players. You turn their plates on, they are EMEA Masters ready. Unfortunately, we've only got one slot. And unfortunately for them, they've tried this comp before. The Kai'Sa setup with the engage that allows it to go further, that allows it to get past the Syndra win condition of controlling the front line, get into the Ezreal, cause havoc in this position, fail in finals. And I don't think KCB are going to be able to pull it off again.
Yeah, it's an absolutely massive game here. Just remind you all,
it's quite different than the finals comps. Fairly execution heavy, but it's also on like very champions that they're very comfortable on, right? Like Velia's Viego is insane. Nemesis, I think, most comfortable mid laner at the moment probably is Syndra, at least from our side. No nameplates, red side draft is better. Yeah, I would probably prefer to be red side, but like we said, because he's super comfortable on Viego, because he's super comfortable on Syndra, then that changes things. So not even just like level of nameplates, but just literally who they are as well is worth considering. I am a bit nervous of giving Skarner in situations where it doesn't seem like there's like this specific draft that's going to be really good into Skarner necessarily. And they mentioned that our game in finals is very, very different.
Second place at first, and this organization is on 1 tear and a half. It has been success to success for both Farming Corp sides. This split so far. Well, there's also the first week of Flash in LFL, which didn't go so hot and ended up with a tiebreaker that sent game or down. The engage here from Enzo won't go too far. Trading in top side has let Velvet get in.
Oh, Baus. Finishing up playing weak side for once. I think he'll be a very happy man with that as well. Not forced to go back into his jungle. So much pressure on both of these sides.
Okay.
Against the Rats, really. The battle lines have been drawn as main.
Oh no, this is the problem. That's a big problem. You put some time in top lane and you died. That's a really big problem. Main two is a bit good. I think that. Okay. So Poppy, of course, still is going to be useful, no matter what. This invade is wild. So invading for second Raptors when we've got enemy has bot put, like enemy can move from bot. Like there's no wave, right? If you're unfamiliar with Smoke Name, has been in the NLC before as well for Redland. Been very good in particular. I remember as obviously found successful on KCB as Isma. Caught on here by Velia, Reckless rotating up as well. His fate. Don't think it, like you just don't win that 2v2. Sorry, I don't have anything better to say. I think this is just They know this is here. They know this is coming. Full HP double buff Viego Syndra, and Azir pre-6. Even if Skarner's not there, they just lose that. You get the Raptors, I guess, but seems not really worth it. So Velia's starting to get snowballed already, but top lane is going to be an issue. This is the part of the game where Poppy should be much stronger than Jax.
It has done it for the NLC region before. It's a big test for Slowkey. I think Nemesis really is sort of the mid laner we should be comparing all the other mid laners at the tournament to. Massively successful career.
And now it's just it's already tough. So they're coming mid to just try and allow the push out. His TP already comes from Slowkey, so it's not in a dire spot or anything like that. And he's got the assist. Reckless was trying to hold this. Crowny with the TP as well. And this is the thing, is like, do you want to try and swap this so that you can get Baus out of the situation that he's in? But maybe he can stabilize with the Mobies.
You take a death every single time. Does get a little bit out of hand. You're right, it hasn't come.
And it is just the grubs for Dragon Trade.
I think that's a good thing, right? Not too overly much. They have obviously felt at times where teams have done everything in their power, but my personal thoughts come into this. If Baus can have success with that playing style alone, solo queue, what happens when they then have 4 very coordinated, very skilled players around him as well to maximize that? And, well, you get an NLC title, that's what you've already gotten. Only one game dropped them. EMEA Masters aiming for that top 8.
Yeah, and you're right, like, the KC draft is kind of easier and a bit simpler.
You see Kaiser and Rakan up against Ezreal, it's going to be a real good time. You're going to really be able to make him hurt in lane. His evasion's not going to count much, and there should be kills coming through because it is not playable. But with the Braum, every time you come forwards, it's that extra check. Did you come forwards appropriately? Are you so advantaged?
I mean, Ezreal in lane is always going to be fine into Kaiser. It's just afterwards in the team fights that you pick the Kaiser for.
The extra damage accuracy so much as main turn, and Baus aggressively trading good damage here for the KCB top lane, but the mana bar didn't allow him to go any further. I thought for a second if he had just a bit more, maybe could have found another solo kill, but Baus lives on. Obviously always go for these movement speed boots, stacking them up. I think especially the tempo he did when they get upgraded on the recoil is really nice for him.
So when Mainta gets Triforce, that's going to be a really, really dangerous spike. But he has stabilized much better than I thought. Must have been we didn't really see it exactly, but going a little bit too aggressive before. Okay.
And then the flash completion away from Deather. So Mainta going for it, as he should. Has been, I think the best way to describe his playstyle has been a menace so far.
Now he's just TP'd into a different place. Oh, he jukes the ult, so they both flash. So you don't even get the flash advantage for next time. This is the slight problem with that Lost Returns are going to have to face now that there's no lane swaps. You have to play a little bit more of these slightly standard matchups. And with, what was it? Gragas ban. And another top lane ban, I can't remember what it was. Suddenly it's a kind of standard matchup. Standard matchup that you can't swap away from. And it can be a bit rough.
But no, he holds on, he holds steady, and doesn't use it too early. Key summoner to the main. It's messing around the corner as well. Same goes for Bill. Yeah, potential 3v3 on the cards, but surely it will be one LR win unless you just hit at the jump.
Okay.
Damage initially, forcing the ultimate out the heartbreak to safety. So he gets taken down to half.
Oh, trade.
So Loki just guarding Nemesis there at the side. There is enough time to rotate up to the Void Grubs from here. No one losing out too much on the play.
So they want to try and get these second set of grubs, but probably LR will do what we've seen a lot, which is you just forget the second grubs, let them take them so that you can then get position on the dragon. And you just keep the trades up. So even though they're not spawning at the exact same time, yeah, we see Velia's not even going for them. It's really hard to play around this 2-0 Jax, who's going to get Triforce at some point soon as well. And instead, you're going to play hard on this next mid wave, like this wave that's coming out now, teleporting back to bot lane to play for the dragon. So even though they're not spawning at the same time, it's still a trade because, oh yeah, Volibear ban, yeah. Oh, really nice ult. I think if you should just maybe flash that. Maybe not, actually. And then that play in top allows for this. This is why I think, like, if you're going to go for this, you have to. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're locked in. So not my Poppy. Yeah, I would be very trusting of Chachi in this matchup, but it can go either way, you know. Yeah, so that extra play on the top side, like extending that, allows for these plates to go down in bot lane. It's a really good start. Huge. And it's just the accuracy is just a little bit better. So to have a gold lead considering your top lane has died twice 1v1 when you've ganked top. Oh, this is too much though, no? So there's just no reason to check that in that moment. You check it a few seconds later. But then... Oh! I mean, this is just comfort. You know, like, he is very comfortable on Viego. And this is huge.
On the top of my head, first top lane turret will go down. I believe not, because Main is now recalling. So it should survive 2 plays still on it. Still quite a bit of HP to keep Horizon in the first turret. It would also secure the upgraded feats of strength for Lost Ratons. They fight themselves in a 1.6k goal lead and zoom out. Look back to yesterday's performances against NBS, who's already now been eliminated. Lost Ratons wasn't really that good in the early game. They were struggling a bit to pull ahead and were actually slightly behind in goal. So great improvement and going up against a much greater team to find themselves 2k ahead. It's a massive win for the NLC.
Yeah, we are starting to see, I think, where KC Blue can continue some of the threads they started in draft. I think currently Slowcube is a massive threat that's just been slowly going through the game.
Now he's got Triforce, like I said. So 2 Qs and he's almost dead. So Bowser's just going to have to reset a bunch, basically. And they just defend this engage really well. Velia's coming on the return. So if they overextend, they can just all die here, but teleport's coming through is quite big. Nice ult from Reckless. And they're all going to get away. So they get the tower and the teleport, and they actually even get a chunk. They really just needed Velia to stay, though. Like, they play this first part really well. They get the tower. They get the teleport. They get out. Now it's all good. But we just need to defend this wave. Because going for this play in mid is way too greedy. Oof, but it is 1-for-1. Okay. They did have the time.
Fantastic fight onto Crown. He had to go so deep just at the right time. But KC Blue paid the iron price. That is absolutely vicious. Velia coming through.
Yeah, now Velia's 5-0.
His signature Viego looking so strong as we enter the game.
So that's a good game. 5k 15 minutes. Huge. Very, very good. And this is what can happen when you're swapping players, right? Like, Isma looks very disconnected from the team.
He's done it again.
And now they just force down the mid tower. They can then split back up. They're just super ahead in bot, super ahead in jungle. Yeah, and they just stack up dragons because they know, like, if you force KCB to come fight you early on when you got this much of a gold lead, like, it's insane. Like, the dragon stack is just so strong. Oh, they're actually going to fight for the Herald as well. And they're just really disconnected. Like, Rakan is backing while they're playing for Dragon. I mean, Herald. So they just lose Herald. I mean, they can't fight anything, right? So it feels bad, but I think you have to just rush like that objective. You can't base because we think we've got it, because you would have got it if Rakan stayed. This game should be over. Like, well over. Half this gold lead, the game should be over. This is going to be a quick 2-0. After all that, I was expecting, like, I need to make sure I start at 2 because it could be a long one, all this kind of thing. Just a swift slap? Surely not. Has anyone seen games from who are the other teams? Like EC Japan, I think, are strong because of not swapping players. Heretics really strong. What's the Turkish team? The armor schemes and stuff on? I know the players, I just forgotten the org. Also very strong. Because it's not Besiktas. Wildcats, is it? No, Supermassive. Okay, right. I mean, they're so far ahead. Main 2 is just desperately trying to carry. Nemesis has done this a bit. He's done this a few times in games against us as well.
price and what do they get out of it? Nothing really. KCB, Temple, what do you do now when you're sitting in this position? I mean, you're losing across the map. You're not really gaining anything.
Oh, this is
As
beautiful.
driver's license.
So it's like this wave, when you've used your, it's wasting the E. That's the problem. Playing this wave is already very aggressive, this new wave coming in, but it's like throwing the E out randomly. And Mainzer sees that and he's like, well, okay, I could just run you down then, because what are you going to do? And then you get the shutdowns. Don't think it makes much difference, but it's just really sloppy. And it happened a lot yesterday as well, right? Now Baus is probably going to be chased down. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's dead. I mean, Mainzer is desperately trying to carry this game. It's like, what, 2 solo kills and a massive pick. I mean, most of the time, I think Nemesis' position is like insanely good. But then he does have these, he has had these few moments, like we had a few times when we were playing like Nocturne or something that he's just really far out of position. And it's definitely partly because he does that thing that a lot of really good players do, where you play as if everyone else is exactly where they should be. But it's ERL. Everyone's not exactly where they should be. So sometimes you're just by yourself. But that one, I think, is just, it was just really silly. Okay, so they've got the withdrawals, but still 15 seconds now, right? So oh, okay. How are we losing fights with 4k gold lead or whatever it is, and Attica? I've forgotten how to slow it down now. Oh, fuck. What's the button to slow it down? Ah, I failed. I'll find it in a bit. Okay, so Crown is not here. He's teleporting to mid lane. You have to play on mid first, though, I think. You just push up mid, and then you come in from multiple different directions. Whereas instead, yeah, it is those things, but I think you have to do a modifying key, and I can't remember which one it is. That's the paragraph. Okay. But they're just... I think this is just the only kind of fight that they lose. Like, they just come in with the wave. Poppy's not here, so Poppy's not going to get a big ult. They just get comboed, which forces Velia's ult straight away. And then Slow Q can get in and hit a bunch of people.
Bit of a disaster there. The Rats
really, really silly. Okay, it's shift. It's the modifier. That's really silly. You just got, like, you're not in a massive rush. Just contest it through mid wave.
That is the sort of thing that unconditionally this composition can pull off.
I'm happy I didn't write that death wall in too soon, but there are certainly life. While there might have been a few cracks early game, the blue wall still stands strong, continuing to keep this game going. That damage from a Jax already this early in the game is a scary sight to behold. You're an NLC faithful, or just a casual rat tuning in for the first time.
I mean, Mainzer is just absolutely smurfing.
He's allowed. He's allowed his one thing. It's gone. Yeah, you're right. With the tank profile, in case you learn, this is something we're going to see come up over EMEA Masters and probably professional players keep up the way they are. Again,
and with a couple more items, it is going to be annoying to get through the Skarner.
You can be really non-interactive and you stand away. You can't kill big tanks. There's no one on the enemy team. Nemesis, just at the edge of what's reasonable here.
No flash. What can realistically do if the Impale comes through the kill? All but secured.
You dissuade Varus into you. You said it
like what? Like
and you stand away. You can't kill big tanks. There's no one on the enemy team. Nemesis, just at the edge of
again, like E is down. They're going to take tower. Oof. This is a giga throw. There's 6k gold lead at 15 minutes, guys. We're still in the lead, but it doesn't feel like you're in the lead in a game like this. So we had, for example, it was ages ago, but we had at Solari, game 5 of a best of 5, we were like 8k in the lead, and then we lost Baron and got aced. And then we made another bad play, and suddenly everyone was like, oh, there's nothing we can do. And we were still like 4k up. It just feels like, because the last plays have gone badly, I can promise you, I mean, maybe you guys will know if you heard the comms, I don't think it feels like they're winning here. But we can see with our beautiful view like this, especially Like, they are. They're a little bit behind in mid. Yeah, the scaling on Azir is going to start to become a problem, etc. But Syndra scales fine. But Velia is still 2k up. But it doesn't feel like that, I promise you. It feels like this is a very tense, if not behind game. But again, your one thing to make you safe is your E, and throwing it out, not to block anyone's jump or Skarner E, you know, like it's... You just can't do that. And if he's asking and not getting a reply, he can't go through there. That's the thing, right? That's what I was saying about sometimes players get caught out of position because the other people's position makes their position bad, not because their position was bad. So it is bad, but it just is bad based on what else is going on. So it's still obviously a mistake from Nemesis, but like in a perfect game, like he has helped to clear that wave. And so, you know, that's where it can get confusing. If I recall, someone asked if they're suddenly behind, someone else answered they're still ahead. Reckless then asked if you should play fights differently. Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Like normally if 20 minutes you're 2k up, you wouldn't be thinking like, are we behind or not? But it's because you were 6k up. So now it feels bad. And they just put the tower in mid, crash the wave in top, start the Baron. And the Baron is really fast with Azir.
It really was the upswing. There was bad Lions, there was Evo, Nemesis, and Granny, and the Baron, it's all on his shoulders, he's got to steal it.
We're keeping our eyes on Velia, the one with the least experience on the biggest stage now.
Okay, let's see how this actually shakes out. Because they are going to get in time.
Oh, that's Telly League. That was us. That's crazy.
Good old days, man. The good old days.
There's not a lot of... It feels like yesterday, it really did. But yeah, it was Rich Gang in 2023. It was a really cool team.
It really was.
He's done so well, hasn't he? Because if you look back, there's not a lot of first place there for Velia.
Not a lot.
It really was the upswing. There was Bad Lions, which was Evo, Nemesis, and Crowny, and Baron, it's all on his shoulders. He's got to steal it.
We're keeping our eyes on Velia, the one with the...
Oh, they keep the Rakan out really well.
Now has to step up. He's charmed and sees it. He's down immediately.
And it's a nice trade.
And the veterans continue to fight the Baron.
But mains, oh my god, it's 4-man stun. No, he's going to die though. Okay, good.
As the rats group up, as they take down two, they'll chase for more, as they're not quite done.
That almost went so... Yeah, exactly. They have to react that quickly, by the way, to Baron. If they're like a second slower, or if they don't, like, that's a very good call to just, you have to insta go to that, because that's so, to be honest, even then, by the way, I think KCB can actually just finish it. But look at the stopping, look at the interrupts on Rakan, by the way. So it would be a full fit flip, right? They want to play for the fight. They're doing this for the fight, but they also could finish. So look, first stop there with his E. Second stop with Velia's W. He's trying to... If this W goes off with the ult, Velia's just like... Either, well, it probably has to buff the ult, so he wouldn't insta-die. But... Okay, he didn't buffer the ult there, so maybe he wouldn't have buffered the ult before. So like this stun is... So perfect. Oh, he throws out first, so it's not actually perfectly timed, but still, he just needs to ult the stun, right? Or is the thing bugged? He doesn't have ult. Because if he ults the stun and they kill, they would then also kill Kai'Sa and he would live, and then he takes Kai'Sa and then they just run over them. But still.
Continue to fight the Baron, doing so much damage to slow you, forcing him out. The counter strike is good, but you're all alone, Minter. As the rats group,
I mean, Jax does most damage in the team fight, by the way. When, in a game with Azir and Syndra, Jax did the most damage in the team fight.
He finds safety as Baus, unable to cancel it.
Doesn't quite cancel. He does run it into the bank.
Good, we've got a good game. I was worried after the beginning that it would just be a complete wipeout. So, 3k gold lead again, under 10% though, so not that big a deal. Still a good position, but slow Q is starting to get very strong. Skarner is starting to get very annoying, and Jax is still an absolute nightmare.
He can be the difference maker. We'll also keep our eyes on this man, the Impale, another great engage that has worked out for them a few times, but I want to keep my eyes on slow Q for KCB. If he's alive and he finds the right engage, he could just be the difference maker.
Yeah, that is, I think, what we're looking for. A big shuffle, a big setup that lets main to deal DPS, that lets Isma hold down, especially Nemesis, for a longer period of time. Crowny already with the QSS through. He's not going to be the target. You've got to stop him from playing by getting the Baus out of the front line, removing the setup, removing the protection around the Ezreal.
The Drake is now live and no one started. They're actually parting topside. Asperius also still on the rift. Will someone just go down and take it on their own? I think maybe both teams are aware that if that happens, they can just start more important objective as Isma Tries to go over the wall. Bounce says no, but the team isn't that to back him up. The Impale now coming through for anything. Bounce might just be caught. He doesn't have the flag, but he'll push one away. Top side. Asperius also still won't just go down and take it on their own. I think maybe both teams are aware that if that happens,
I don't know why Baus is going in here. Like, this stun is good, and then...
Isn't that to back him up? The Impale now coming through. Killer instinct. Bounce might just be caught. He doesn't have the
Oh no, it does gets away with the ult.
buys time in the front line.
All Reckless almost times that perfectly. But peeling back, they get one shutdown.
It's the one to fall, and they're
Yeah, and
going
then it's the
more.
resets.
2 kills for the Rats as Bounce pushes this game to its very limits.
Barrison's law strikes
Very aggressive.
will be you cast all of your important ultimates on Baus, and he gets away with it for free. Absolutely fantastic from the Rats. They dive in to save their scuffled teammate. They will be rewarded with the Dragon and an opportunity at this Baron as Nemesis and Reckless move up. What excellent play.
So not quite the soul, but still really big. They're going to get Baron as well, maybe, or they just force the fight around it, probably. And that first person to die, you get the reset. This is how these got. This is why they love the like Syndra, Syndra Viego. Not only the comfort, it's like the combo between those two is really strong. Okay, but it's just 50-50. Isma just goes too early. I don't have any. Okay, they know it's 8k now. I mean, here you just don't go yet. Like it's. He just goes way too early. And Nemesis gets a really nice stun on slow Q to stop him coming in while they're still focusing Skarner. Yeah, it just the follow up was better than I thought. When I first saw that, I thought he was going to be too far away, but
they do have this lead. They do have a fantastic position.
The Reckless ult was perfect as well.
To go later and later, or eventually this Kaiser.
And if they get that one kill, then the fight is always won. If Elliot's alive when you kill the first person, the fight is always won. So.
The Jacks will still be a huge threat, but for now, those lanes need pushing and lost returns. We've got some gold to play.
And this is the advantage as well of the blind pick Braum, because something like Leona or something like that is so much harder to take down. Whereas Rakan being that first possible kill, like if he makes any kind of misposition, like there, he just gets one shot, and then the problem is Jax is now like you then get all the cooldowns of Rakan plus the refresh of ult, and it's really hard. Did they see that Crowner uses EMEA? Or is this just, I hope this works? No, they don't. Oh, they do see, but he doesn't go for him. So Isma just tries to find something, but he's going to die. He's just desperate. Okay. Manta gets the wave, though. And he's going to get caught. Maybe? Probably. I mean, he's buying a lot of time, but he's going to die. That is going to be the Baron off, though. Still, 3k Baron power play. 7.5k lead. 140 for Soul. I said this before, but there should be one. So this time, mid lane, but go through a lane. Don't just run into the jungle. The one way you can lose a fight is if you get multi-man Skarner ulted, and if Azir is able to just get like free hitting on the side. So you just push the mid wave, and then you go to the dragon, and you shouldn't lose this. Nice little chunk.
I think even in the weaker moments, the togetherness is something that we don't normally associate with them in their best moments. Baus, that's a nice trade. No Emperor's Divide.
He's just dying to tower?
I think even in the weaker moments,
There's two people top, but
normally associate with them in their best moments. Baus, that's a nice trade. No Emperor's Divide.
Not gonna need the turret though, as I think you could just die into the sand soldiers, not the sand soldiers, let the turret as the shutdown gets claimed by slow Q, and look at what's spawning in 5 seconds. We've seen this story before. Nemesis is down the target. This is just a window. That's a Drake spawning soul, and no bounce on the map for 40.
No Rakan ultimate, no Emperor's Divide, no Impale.
I mean, Baus does like to die before objectives. Are they going to manage to get it down? Yes, they do. And they just get away. So really nice stalling there from Nemesis to keep Isma out, because that could have been really bad. That's the worst time to die. If he's like 5 seconds later, then that's fine, because even if you're dying, you're for sure getting the dragon. But that is a nervous one.
Playing out the end of that Baron and running around the map, dragging the Rats with them. I don't think Lost Returns will secure a position for a fight.
So Zero is still strong. You still have to be careful when approaching these fights, but
The Elder Drake, 5 minutes. The Baron in 20 seconds.
anything other than recreating that throw around dragon should be very good.
He's something here. Has to get it soon. Isma's looking for Baus, but we all know how that story ended last time. It's not even trying to go in on him as Isma.
Now Bass is even harder to kill with the Poppy passive and the shield.
In trouble here.
I think KCB just able to get out. Yeah, flash.
Now they can just chase them away, push mid wave high. You don't even need to catch top.
Teleports available to main, so that low health bar will be
You can play on the dragon. I mean the Baron.
leading edge here. Isma distracted by Baus.
Oh, but everyone's distracted by Baus while Mainta dies.
4v4 now as Baron's gonna be
Being a top laner is just not it, eh? You gotta be this like selfless hero. You gotta teleport in 4 people, buy enough space, your team doesn't get collapsed on.
Slow Q, slow Q, slow Q. He is so low. Flash and Empress Divine available, but he's almost
Oof.
taken down. One more mystic shot.
Yeah.
It's enough to bring the Baron.
Okay, that's Baron.
So well, not gone down this entire game. He's done so much damage and held positions at KC Blue. Honestly,
I would say you just fuck bot, you play, or fuck top actually, you play just 2 waves.
Waves up in time for that Elder Dragon in 3 minutes. The clock is ticking down, Duckling. The Rats did get one fight, but it's not all XDD just yet.
They're on the cusp of victory. One more fight in their favor would definitely see it. As you said, it's not done quite yet, and KCB will go down kicking, screaming, and fighting. Into the very last game. They've been able to find one small minute before this time. They need to control this back up against the soul, or just a little bit in 2 minutes, but first they have to survive the onslaught of the Baron.
Alright, Crowny should be trying to fire shots here as fast as possible. Has managed to get a little bit of poke on Tizman, not a huge amount there. Currently curling down. Nemesis is going to go collect the bottom wave, so they should be able to hold KC Blue at their 2 tier 3 towers. Just as the objective comes up. So that's the most favorable position. From here, the Rats don't have to start a fight. They do have to react to KC Blue seeing an opportunity. It's not coming to pass just yet.
We are unable to crack open the base.
So they want to just push in bot wave as well.
Almost 10k gold with 9k.
Wait till they're both synced up.
Poppy can easily join in with no TP. Objective values will soon be available, and oh, do they need them KCB? As Nemesis steps up confidently, will crack open the base. The first hole in the wall can now be seen as they can peek in towards behind.
You trade this for inner tower, but that's fine.
Goes down. They can't bridge back to mid. They have lost a tier 2 in bot. Main's trying to do his best to go as fast as possible. Multiple recalls in from Lost Returns. They aren't able to get
Ooh, the only thing would have been like disjointed recalls.
Is not beelining it down to the bottom line.
They wanna find him. The Baron's
So 1 minute on Elder, and your setup for this is a little weird. But Bowser's going to be able to deal with top lane and then still come and join the fight.
I think they've got a really good angle if they manage to get Slow Q in undamaged to the front. It might be that you just need to line him and Isma up and do it in parallel.
Okay, let's see this.
Let the Skarner come through the wall.
So this next mid wave is going to be super important.
It is very basic.
That's why Crowny's stepping up really aggressively on it.
Secondary.
They can just fuck bot lane because inhib is down, so they just hard shove and they say, okay, like we just play 5 people on this mid wave. If enemy engages on us, it's
Confident in his performance.
it's good. Oof, nice stun, but not quite able to follow up. That ult's a little weird. Jack's on the backside, watch out. Crowny's getting jumped on.
Slow Q still alive, pretty much untouched. This looks good for KCB. Athef already got one of the carries. Nolia is next up on the menu. And Slow Q
How has this happened?
It's a 3 for nothing into the hands of the
How has this happened, by the way?
Despite Bowser's best efforts
He called
in his performance.
Again, like just get this wave,
CC'd up.
push it really deep.
He needs to be strong at this
We just don't have the, like. Sorry, we. They just don't have
They've committed on the front end as Crowley's being taken down by
like having to aggressively brawl molt forwards,
This looks good for KCB.
and then
Isma
like
the one to initially
Jax has just walked round. Jax has got onto Ezreal without
on the front end as Crowley's
using
being taken down by
anything.
Mainz. He's CC'd up for
He
8.
just walks
Slow
onto
Q's
him.
alive, pretty much untouched. This looks good for KCB. Athef already
And where's the like what we like?
In his performance.
Where do we pop it ult, for example? Like you just want to push mid, and then you can come from multiple different directions. Push Jax out.
is the one to initially be called maintenance in on the
We
back.
want to try and kill front to back, but like Reckless is completely split out from Crowny. Like Crowny has no help here, and Jax just like walks on. Hey, Rock Farm. This is like a mega throw team fight. 2 mega throw team fights, which is normally what they're insane at. Poppy ult got cancelled by Rakano. Yeah, but my point is in like it's not necessarily what happened to it right then and there, but also
And will cancel. The Elder Dragon goes
just the whole setup is weird. No one's playing with Crowny. Like Reckless definitely should, but also Baus can. Like if we want to just hit first target, we just can go way slower than that.
The minion alive like the classic one. And with that, the Rats are then scurrying back into their
But also I don't know how like
Into my
are we gonna see a replay? No, okay. I'm gonna do my own replay. So here, like where does Crowny E? So this I already hate.
he needs to be
Like, okay, we get a knock up on
strong at this moment.
Skarner and a Q on Skarner.
Isma is the one to initially be called Maintains in the
And Crownie just ease forward, and so now ease on cooldown. Mainta literally,
seed up by the scat of the week. He needs to be strong at this moment and stand tall as
yeah. So we E forward here, and then like everyone lets Jax just walk towards our AD carry. And diving on the enemy is never going to be good because you're not really pressuring like Azir and stuff. You're just giving loads of opportunities. I forgot that Jax is there. He's literally standing on the wave. I really hope they did. I don't know what happened. But like, there's no pressure on... If you dive, there's no real pressure on them. Like, you want to play just first target. So first target means like you just switch the Jax there. Like, it's fine. If Jax comes in, like, you just pressure Jax, and I don't know why, like, we can't dive Azir and kill him. And it just gives loads of free time for Azir to just be hitting because you're just walking towards him. Again, I mean, now 4K 10%, so not actually as big a deal. It's still for sure winnable, but this is some mega throws this game. Yeah, I don't think you can kill either of them if you're diving. But if you could somehow kill Azir or Kai'Sa, then sure, you can dive, but like, you should never try to. I can. I was... So Cagel's stream didn't have everyone's comms on. I don't really like watching it from one person's point of view. But I could go back and find... If it's a quick 2-0, we can go and find some things in more details. At this stage, I wouldn't know which way it would be a 2-0-4. So now this Skarner is starting to get a little bit harder to take down. I think you still just have to play front to back and get that first kill with the Mountain Soul and Poppy buying time. This is where, like, okay, if you have Mickey or Peanut or Tamas on Poppy, then I think Poppy is insane in late game, but not necessarily. Like, Poppy is insane in late game if you can buy 45 fights.
Just free fire from the backline. Exa jumps forward and looks to try and win it all here. Bounce taken down in the backline as Mail. Really temporal and take over the fights as they're too tanky, and
this is really strange engage. We're not bursting this guy. And again, we're not... Why are we brawl moting one individual target as a fight starts? Oof. And in a weird way, this kind of game, I think, can be quite hard to recover from because you twice were in such a winning position. But you were in a winning position because, like, you just had a massive lead from lane phase. And so if you don't get a massive lead from lane phase in the next game, that's always in the back of your mind. You can't avoid that.
I don't think Ratons can hold this tier 3 without some absolute magic coming to pass.
Magic is needed. The Rats need to find something here.
They need to throw multiple times this game. But that's okay, right? There's next game. There's games after this as well.
Yeah, a lot more gold experience, but you're right, there's not a lot of change. Slow Q, coming up on full build.
Now gold doesn't matter, just comps, and it should be hard. Full Azir items. Still, if anyone mispositions and you get a kill, like if you're hitting anyone other than Skarner, or you just if you're hitting on Skarner, it has to be like really, really slow. I mean, yeah, I don't know why you're doing that. Maybe he feels really pressured to try and get like a pick on someone. It is over unless KCB make a mistake. But if KCB made a mistake like that, it would also be winnable. Yeah, he's trying to go for a flank, but
with that, the Rats are in a real tough situation. Without that front line mitigation, the management
he's just doing it without any vision. Like, all of Lost Ratons' vision, like, ends here. You know, like, you've got ward here. And after this wave, they're clearly going into the jungle. This is like classic. Clear wave, go into jungle. So of course, like if he finds a really good flank and is able to, I don't know, stun and one-shot Kaiser or something, then it looks insane. But I think that's the worst timing to go for it. You go as people are contesting in the mid-wave, or you go after you've cleared mid-wave. But it's hard. Like, you're losing in most situations, and so you want to do a high variance play. But for me, that was not it. So I completely understand, like, why, you know, like, if you do nothing, you lose. Look at that. They had nearly 10k gold lead. But even the bigger one for me is at 15 minutes, they had 4k. They had 6k at like 20 minutes. And they had Atakan, and then they just mega choked it.
So strong. The fancy footwork before objectives has made the difference. Where the Rats decided to push on him, he was unbothered and allowed Isma to keep going around the map despite playing against Velia, who's held a gold lead for the last half an hour. It has been the difference.
I mean, okay, like it's over, but it's also probably not as over as having a 6k gold lead at 15 minutes. Like, I think probably games that have a 6k gold lead in competitive at 15 minutes are more often won by the team that wins. You know, like it's that win rate might be, I don't know, 90%, and this win rate might be like 85% or something, or 95 and 90. So it is over, but I'm still watching. I'm still hoping, because if they get one kill, still the same. I'm just not really sure who you kill. Rakan, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. You just hope enemy has to mess up. Like, it's no longer on LR if they win this or not.
Too much respect. That's okay. It is not good to lose your big ultimate with plenty of damage just before the final.
And this is always the danger of
So once again, they've survived Elder, they've survived the big PvP buff.
these like meta
Meta
comps like Azir, Skarner. Like, it's just fucking impossible to get through Skarner now. Because you got Ezreal, who's kind of not super high damage AD carry, and then Syndra, who is nowadays like quite high damage, but like you don't really, if you're comboing Skarner, you know, Azir is much better at getting through Skarner, Varus is much better at getting through Skarner, those kind of champs, you know, that like have
they're probably ready for game 2, one way or another, you know. Whatever happens, they've probably had a brief discussion about what they want to do differently to avoid this to make certain things happen again.
And there will be no assistance of anyone from KCB. They're pinging on the top side. Can they buy enough time? No. It's the emphatic answer. 8-second recalls need to come through, and he buys more than I would expect. Now Crowley needs to be careful. He's realistically all alone and hit himself forward as Velia is being pushed out by Slowkey.
it literally would take Crowny, like, they've got Mountain Soul, so it could be worse, but it would literally take Crowny, I don't know, a minute uninterrupted to kill Skarner. So the way you win this is you pray for like an insane Poppy ult. But that's the really hard part about Poppy for me. That's the difference between Chachi or Mickey or Peanut and other pro comfortable Poppy players, is like it's finding those ults that you're just like, oh my god. Like, how have we managed to just, how is this suddenly a like 3v5?
With that in mind, the Rats have managed to at least get out of their base and approach the dragon this time.
Who will step up? Who will be the hero? We've seen Allow win these before, but KCB, the toughest opponent, will no doubt have faced a game pushed to its limits. And they'll likely to decide in only 20 seconds.
KCB can be well and truly proud. They've come together as a unit now. Two new players performing so excellently on the EMEA Master stage. Stalemate here favors KCB.
Okay, that's not bad. That's one. And Skarner ult. Nice stun.
Teleport back out and in from Varus is going to continue to cover the mid lane. The Rats are onto the dragon for the first time in minutes.
Nemesis is just playing on the flank. Ooh, almost gets insane stun, but doesn't quite. And Baus is just going to die first. And now the flank. Oh! Kai'Sa? Velia Kai'Sa? It's all the Velia... It's all the... I was going to say it's all the Kai'Sa jungle practice. Oh, was that 16 HP? What? Okay, so Baus goes way too far forward here. Like, this I don't like. If you're playing front to back, your job as a tank is to, like, buy space and uptime. And this is the opposite of that. You're giving time where enemy AD carries can hit where your carries can't hit. Enemy carries are both hitting for free while we're not hitting. So this walking forward again, the stun is okay, but then walking forward again is just really bad. It's just like 5 seconds where you get hit and no one else gets hit. So now just run. Just run. Because like Azir's hitting. And there's just no threat on them. So now suddenly it's like almost 4v5. But this from Exakick, I'm not going to call him 3xer. This from Exakick. He hits the W on Nemesis. Mainta almost can come round for the flank. But the stun for the reaction from Velia is insanely quick. And he just gets one shot blown up even though he has flash. And then that's almost... Wait, what happens to Velia? Oh, he runs around this side. 400 HP. It's hard to say with the thing who actually smited it. I think they do, by the way. I think Velia kills everyone if he just clicks forward there. But you're asking your jungler to play a 52-minute teamfight as an AD carry. But I think he's right that he should kill everybody. Like, if it's Crowny on Kai'Sa here, he clicks forward and kills everyone. Well, it's not even just the fact that it's Kai'Sa, right? It's Kai'Sa with the then resets of Viego. But my point is that here, okay, maybe this when you're scared about Jax. But here now, like, you come out this way, like doing what Crowny's doing. And then I think, it's hard because Jax is Eing. And the Elder gets to like 200. Whoever gets this wins the game, I think, pretty much. And now they're...
But there is no hero for Los Ratons today. It's Sloku with a triple kill, and I cannot believe it, Temporal.
That is a wild game. Okay, another 53-minute game. Okay, I'm quickly zooming in so that I can't see if there's another game. I mean, he does play them, but it's not the same, right? Like, playing some games of jungle, Kai'Sa and Ezreal and stuff like that is not the same as a 52-minute game against KCB on stage as a 6-item Kai'Sa.
So now that the waters are actually being tested, it is such a different view, and you wouldn't necessarily expect from these veteran players to like have nerfs when you've literally
okay.
championship finals. But I also
Rumble,
for some of these players, it has
Gwen. So it's Flex. So Ivan again, and then double ban on top laners. Maokai, I'm assuming is flexing, but you're giving up Corki. You play what, Varus's Corki or?
Did have a really good performance on the Brown, and I think he's like the most decorated player out of the bunch of Los Ratons. So I think, you know, they have some things that are still going for them.
And Sedge in the trade. Oh, not Sedge in the trade. Okay, so now it can be mid Corki as well. Isma was one of the only people that was a niddly threat in LEC. But it is going to be Maokai Trist. Now they like the Trist bot, but it can also go mid, right? And into Maokai. Has won 50-minute a game into Elder Flip. Now for me that's top Nautilus. Maybe they've been playing it some support as well.
That didn't necessarily result into a win, and if we're talking about scaling timers beforehand as well, we now see a switch of the playbook where it's Karman Core picking a composition where they are on the timer and really want to snowball a game.
So this could be bot lane.
And there are now more scaling opportunities for Los Ratons to pick up.
These two, sorry. But it also could be mid top. Still very flexible.
When I think of Los Ratons, they like to scale, makes some oopsies in macro, but always come back to fundamentals.
They take away Varus for more poke in case it is Corki mid.
When Brown is out, it's fine, you can do that, but it's not necessarily the best Nautilus angle on sport. However, they have shown that they are willing to flex the Nautilus. So KCB, they, I guess, came prepared.
Yeah, okay, so KCB also have the same read. Like, it's not Nemesis on... sorry, it's not Reckless on Nor.
Could be, because, I mean, that's the power of the Flector guys. They are now banning supports, while Los Ratons pick supports already. Yeah.
No, obviously they didn't pick support.
I mean, it is a mid-top support flex, I think. In the jungle, it has not seen that much popularity. I think he will like have that unending despair winter approach build still. So yeah, the
okay. So it is going to be mid, and they'll save the top lane just to make sure it's Nautilus top.
That would be creative. In the meantime, SAM, we just noticed a few picks coming in. Also, Ash right
So
now,
it's going to be Nemesis on Tristana mid.
going on. The left side of the stream for Lost Ratons. I know, speaking about hovers, especially the just one big risk, but Sivir
And you do Lulu, yeah. Sivir Lulu, I think is really good, yeah.
Not exactly
I
yet.
wouldn't say that the Nautilus
Well, it could be.
I'm sorry, you're right. It could be assumption.
You want to make the suggestion that Nemesis will pick up Lulu for mid lane, then I'd say, or do you think that Lulu will be playing?
What are they talking about? It's.
Pick up as well. So if I see a range of mid lane, then I'd be less.
Am I crazy? Isn't it obvious where everyone's going now?
Top lane or something. So I think we're gonna have to wait 30 seconds until.
So it's Aatrox into Nautilus.
I feel like this would probably be the most logical thing for Loft to stay like for to stay like. So yeah, that is not still versus an Aatrox out of all champion.
Yeah, exactly. So right now we see all the 10 champions.
Yeah. I don't know why there was more questioning about that.
So with this competition, they need to do it. All right, guys, just like the last game, time for some predictions before we go back.
But KCB, obviously, this is the downside of streaming all your scrims. They know this is coming, even though they haven't played it in competitive yet.
Who's gonna get the win?
Don't think they were ever for a second thinking that it would be a reckless Nautilus.
All right, thank you so much, guys. KCB is one step closer towards the playoffs. In the last game, it was such a roller coaster. We can't wait to see how both teams feel in the next game with Temporal and Jay.
And I'm nervous about the full AP Nautilus into Aatrox, but true.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. J-Rail's just sorted his microphone out, but we are back for game 2. We traded out Duckling. He's done us a great favor. Jay, it's Discord, but you just hit the mute button. And we are on to the Rift. For game number 2.
Yeah, it's not EMEA Masters without, mute, but we're here, we're back, we're here for more Lost opponents. I'm now here taking over from a Duckling to give it the English flair. Maybe that's what Lost opponents are missing. They're missing the double English casting on this stream to pick up that win. But Temporal, they've been to 15 minutes a couple of times. Game 2, yesterday didn't take that long.
No, that's true. We got better as things go on, and I hate to betray.
Nameplates off. I actually much prefer Lost Ratons draft, but again, it's always hard to judge when there's a complete curveball pick. But for me, I think Nidalee is really hard to execute. And in a draft that has like no disengage, it's very difficult. So Sivir running at you with Maokai ulting and Nautilus can just R someone, and I don't know what the backline of KCB does. So I actually much prefer this draft for Lost Ratons if you take the nameplates off. But there's the curveball of I don't know what the hell happens top lane. What's the reason we see Sivir so regularly and competitive? I mean, she's pretty dead in solo queue. Status is not good enough. It's pushing lanes like crazy. It's the mobility of having the ult. And then it's also fearless. Don't think we see Sivir all that often in game 1 and 2. But Sivir's also got less like self-peel other than just the one ult. And so having a team that plays with you. Like in slow and organized team fights, Sivir does more than in these chaotic random team fights where mobility is like super mega OP. Because if you're in a situation where you can get a few good ricochets off, it just one-shots everybody.
Something you need to know about. We're both very British, very English.
No, well, kind of.
Je parle français.
But in a game where it's just like tiny skirmishes and no team fights because it's solo queue, Sivir is less useful.
I can talk that too. Nemesis,
Oh, no.
over the wall waiting
Okay,
for
good.
Number one, there was some shenanigans.
I thought it was just gonna.
This time.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
smart from
vision
Vision
instead of-
see this, they have the ward.
Yeah, they're going to go for the same one. They want to see value off the chickens, as they did last game, and they'll also play around.
So late invade.
Pretty acute into this bottom lane, pretty straight.
Nidalee can get a massive lead, but even if Nidalee does get a massive lead, I'm still not all that worried because they can't just set up. It's not like the BDS comps that they used to run with Isma, where it's like Jace and then a bunch of disengage, and you've got Jace and Varus and Nidalee, all of that.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
It's just Nidalee by herself really poking. I mean, like yes, of course, Ashe and Corki have some poke, but not enough to I think really threaten all that much. And the one time you make any mistake, and you can have Sivir Lulu running at you, you can have Nautilus ulting someone, then I think it's hard. Oh, we did the it's anytime someone does a cheese in a competitive game, you've got to watch Lost Ratons recreate it soon. So it's right, flashed in first stand to do this. But I think he gets seen by this ward, no? Yeah. So he just wastes flash.
They will see this coming. They're very much aware of how this is going to play out. They should be aware of that Nidalee also. Make sure they don't push out too far too fast and get caught in the back. But realistically, we already see that Velia is making moves into the top side too. So they just
They pinged him, so
Velia needs to get down there at some point.
it's going to be vertical jungle. Or maybe they didn't see him. Isma goes to check. Yeah, it's big. If they see him walking in the pit, they have to know this is coming. Because I've literally watched Caedrel watch that happen and him saying that's such a clever idea.
himself.
And interestingly, Velya will get the level 3 off all
Yeah, so he just checks with the W, right? Like he doesn't check.
a little bit of trading is going to occur. I'm like, you talk about Nemesis and Crowning versus 12. It does feel like that. Are we maybe a little bit concerned about that, given the burst potential and the pick potential from KCB?
Yeah, and it's also sort of a non-committal. If Nidalee, even if she gets outscaled slightly, a decent spear onto one of those two champions that doesn't go shielded, that doesn't go body block, does start to invite a little bit of chaos. And then if you do end up deep in a fight, if the Aatrox manages to get on top of either of the carries, things go south very fast.
Well, obviously a lot of game ready to play before then. Getting to that 3 minute 30 mark, right, Skullcrest are going to be...
If Lost Ratons in mid game are on the front foot, they're running at KCB. I think it's really hard to play. Like I would not want to be any of the carries of KCB in this game unless we can be the ones to go in. Oh. But this like super aggressive trading when the map's been split is always a bit tough.
Getting knocked up there, plus the slows. Shields do come in. A lot of damage to Spear flash from Crowning will keep him alive. But how long do they wait? Getting pincered now behind the tower. Another dodge. Crowning just trying to survive. The shield's going to keep up a little bit longer. But Isma takes the kill. And Rectus may not be able to get out of this one either. Flashes away to stay alive. And Velya will finally come through to push them out of the middle of that lane. But you know, it's a nice early play from KCB getting ahead.
Yeah, it's the advantage they're going to need with this composition. They have to sort of play on the drum beat every opportunity. They've got to try and get something out of it. Also, they may find themselves up against a very, very long-range Nemesis and Crowning duo. If there was anyone I was going to trust to place it, you know, it's got to be Crouch on Reckless together. I don't think there is more combined knowledge on the champion still active in professional League of Legends. And unfortunately, not the strongest in the dive. Ash really good just in lane in general, and then Isma there to capitalize right on time. They could go for another dive once Isma has re-cleared their top camps and start to get through their own jungle. We'll have to see if they manage to line up the timing as Crowning Reckless head to the base.
It looks plausible to even go top. Right, Bounce is quite low. Mainta slowly pushing him in. The Nidalee coming up top. They may not even need the do it. Bounce in big trouble. Isma just needs to hope that the shield is not really. The recall coming in, but I don't know if you got the time. The spears are going to stop him back in Temporo. It's time for the tower dive, and Bounce is going to steal up with the team here. This could be a turnaround. The flash out. Here comes the Sivir.
Huge turnaround.
The juiciest of bait of that top lane tower, but there is no morsel, there is no oyster within the clamshell of Bounce's armor. It was all bait. Crowning Reckless initiate the swap.
Big swap. And then they play for grubs as well.
Does mean the dragon should be going over in fair order to KCB. We'll see if the Ash on her own can invade Bounce and keep
Can they dive this? No, not with 6, I think. If he turns this round like this, game, you know. So I don't think you need to risk this. You're getting pushed in, you're getting grubs. Really nice swap timing. The bot lane wasn't going that well, top lane wasn't going that well. Now you're allowed to swap. And he's going to TP in, but it's just not going to matter. And Baus, I think, with this kind of build, like, provides actually a lot more threat in the 1v2 than you'd think. He's still annoying to dive. But also, if you leave your Ashe alone, it's always a bit... When you don't know, like, you haven't played against a full AP top Nautilus. So it's always something that you're going to have to be in danger. I mean, he's 20 CS down, but it's not like the meta matchup went better. So. But why are we fighting this on the weak side though?
Yeah, we don't have sort of a super grubs user outside of the Tristana in this game, so I love the Rats. Once again, getting the first 3. I'd like to see them come back for the second 3 though. In the first game,
so when you're behind, I think you probably need to...
And then finally the Mountain Soul, and then you probably saw 3 Elder Dragons to close that one out. Just a few dragons last game. So we'll see.
I thought he was supposed to be ending faster this season. You know, the Elder tells me otherwise. Even now on the invade, it is a support versus jungle matchup here. Nearly known for a lot of damage. Velya can definitely dish out some of their
But here, like, I don't know why you're fighting this. Trist can't be here. Nautilus can't be here. This is exactly what KCB need. If the game is even close to equal at like 15-20 minutes, it's really hard to stop enemy just running at you.
Just a little too forced, just a little too eager to maintain their own red dog. Given that there isn't that huge a gap between the jungles, 2 kills. The only real difference here, looking at that gold.
You got to just give up. You got to say, okay, fine. It's Nidalee. She's always going to take some of my camps.
The plates will be a big deal. That's just gonna mess with Enzo here.
Enzo taking so much damage to might have gone a little bit too far here. The slows are going to come in from Exa.
And he slows them both down. And they can't stop him taking the next 2 waves. I mean, the next wave, sorry.
I think that's success in its own way. You can't kill him if everyone's low and no one wants to take a fight, and Nautilus getting out of lane will be really happy with that.
Now, we've had the botling up top. They're staying there for the moment, right? It might make sense to keep them there when we go for the grubs. Like you said, go for the grubs for lots of donation, let KCB have that second dragon. But how are we trying to move through the mid game, right? Because obviously, when we talk about scaling, like Tristana will be great, so will Sivir. Obviously, a few members of KCB as well, also going to be pretty strong. But is the mid game playable given the fact that Ash is so good at it, even though Crowning is so good?
Ash stops. But they're still going to be quicker on the swap. They've got push in both sides, so they can just pick lanes. Are they going to match?
Last game, as soon as Bash wasn't able to stand up in the 1v1 because the Poppy will never beat the Jax at level 8.
Okay.
I
think it's advantageous to not match here, but maybe they want to try and pressure the next grubs. Because you've got symbiotic boots, and you were losing the top lane especially.
We're just seeing farming go through, we're just going through the rotations. Bot lane now has been put onto the top side for KCB as well. So interesting how that's going to match up around those grubs. And once again, we see Isma going for invade and Baus putting himself in a situation.
And this is the problem. So you get pushed in top, but now you're having to teleport back to bot lane. You have to stop him. Yeah, okay, good. He has to stop Mainta, otherwise... Yeah, but now you were top lane and you lost grubs anyway. So I think you should just run around and... And now it's just... I mean, this is all just really crazy. So I still think you should have swapped personally, and you just give up the grubs and you just play on bot side. But there's no dragon, so it feels bad. But teleport back to mid lane. Here, I don't know why, like, he just greeds for the wave and dies, nearly dies. And then we're trying to fight this top side, even though, again, we should know it's potentially outnumbered, or at the very least even numbered.
Didn't manage to body block the Ash Arrow, both taking it to heart there. A real shame. KCB pushing on forwards. We'll continue on to Velia.
And Vel is just getting murdered. And Bowser dying too. Yeah, so this is what KCB needed. Like, Lost Ratons just needed it to be chill.
And that wasn't up against KCB. So casual if you're out there, if you're watching. We get it. It's going to be like into your 60s after this. But it's not the end. There is another series to qualify. You'll be up against the third place, the Prime League team, whose name is just off my sheet. I think it's not Eins, but it is Eindw. Well, anyway, up against the Prime League team. Brownie. It might be, because while having to be utilised, Hexa backing away there was a little bit interesting. So Brown's actually going to stay alive. But all in all, right, it is definitely not good. I would say if they can get to those later stages, right, there is a world where they can scale enough. We've all seen what Civic can do through Ratons. We know how Tristana gets. Yeah, for sure. Both with the new gun arrows as well. The crit, so we're not even like conditionally doing. It's of AD. It's just maximum damage the game allows. Brownie using the barrier to secure the back there. The shielded damage does not cancel the recall. Won't be here in time for this dragon, but will be here to either defend their jungle or stand up in lane.
Yeah, now they just can't really compete for anything.
This is kind of a mirror image of last game. KC Blue went about 2k down after the first fight that really didn't go their way. First struggle. We'll have to see if Watch Returns can take on that role of late game resilience in a difficult position, and whether they can make it work as they also
Okay, nice. They get one pick.
That's not what they wanted to see, but it's a good question, because we didn't get to see Lost Ratons, really push domestically. They weren't behind pretty much ever, unless they kind of put themselves there. And it's a sentiment where finally getting to see how they play with that pressure is going to be really interesting. And telling about their chances in this tournament right now, it does seem like they've had a bit of a second win. The life is being breathed into them as well. In a bit of trouble, maybe, but the tower might do enough to force Major away. Yeah, we'll get him off the kill for now. No teleport back out for Baus. He will have the shield, so Major can't go for the kill under the tower. No extra steps to be taken. I like how Baus has managed to nullify the 1 versus 1. I think 10 CS down against an Aatrox in this matchup is pretty good. Creating ult for ult, nice and respectful. And most damage done in the game, not bad at all. Yeah, those crashing waves, they add up. Yeah, they add up real well. And that'll be the boots secured there by KCB, so they will be able to get the feats of strength. And right now,
Not sure what you do here. Like, you have to just stabilize. It's okay. I mean, that stopping that sequence bot was good. Mid lane's still pretty even. Jungle is the lead, but it doesn't. It's diddly. So, okay. I mean, all the lead pretty much is in the jungle. So actually, you're okay. You just have to be okay giving stuff up until you're at the time where you're strong enough to just kind of run people down. And maybe now already, actually, as a group, it can be quite difficult for Nidalee to survive if you just all run at her.
And right now,
It's going to be a 4v4 here. But in the jungle, those kind of situations are much harder than just like running someone down in a lane. Because there's lots of different angles. You can spears out of the fog all the time.
Teleport to Nemesis, not with a matching summoner spell. Rift Herald coming up in 50 seconds. KC have already set their sights on this.
Yeah, and they're going to take all the jungle. Baus is going to die on the weak side, but he hopefully gets the wave.
Oh, Baus.
Yeah, so that's Herald. How much can they get on the other side? Can they kill the Aatrox?
It's a real struggle. Nemesis might be able to continue to push this lane. Velia's here as well, but the minion
maybe they can. They nuke the mid wave. He's got no flash.
Pretty elongated dive.
Oh, they're forcing pretty hard. The lockdown is there. The slow.
No, he doesn't die, I think.
It's Reckless and Velia, like they're doing a little bit, but against Mainta has the world ender, gonna force them both away.
But they got the tower, at least. I think you either need to all go for the tower or you all go for the Aatrox. And this now, he's just going to murder you.
The world ender comes down. 2 dead. Lost Ratons did not calculate the play the way they thought it was going to.
Yeah, that was just like a really disjointed. 2 people going for the dive. Just just walk him away and take the tower and then run. Or all go for him. But I think the better call is just the tower.
They do eventually get the ultimate, but it's such a high cost. Lost Ratons need to go later with the composition. They need to get the Sivir and the Tristana into position.
Well, they're still closer than they were ahead. Like they're not as behind as they were ahead yet.
That was example 1. And to not have it happen again, Lost Ratons have got to slow right down.
But they're running out of options. I hate to say it so early on, but it feels like they're starting to run out of options to slow it down in itself, right? Because the Rel can go for those engages. Ash with the pick potential from the arrow, right? The dash in from both slow Q and also Mainta, right? It's available. They're ready to put the pressure on to Los Ratones. And if Los Ratones can't hold out themselves, Temporal, then I don't really know how they're going to stop this steamroller from going all the way over their pavement.
It's tough.
The main recompense in my mind is that this is about as bad as it got last game. I feel similarly about the competitions. The lead stretched to 5,000 gold exactly for the Rats, and then eventually multiple dragons in, Elder spawning was enough to get the later game team composition to
Things they don't have the big pick tools that they had last time. Okay, good. That KCB had last time.
Much needed gold injection, 600 gold straight over into Crowny. That wild growth was nice. Reckless is absolutely not to end.
Don't.
Holds the relic bag.
Can you? Yeah, you can still fight this, right? We all just get here. We get the dragon. It just buys you 5 more minutes, which is huge. They get the dragon. Herald goes down in mid. Just stop him from stealing it. Nice. Okay. So stopping him from stealing it is perfect. And then if you can go over the wall and get the pick, it's good. But you can also use that to come back this way. I don't think... I mean, Baus is just fully dying for it.
These two carries being evasive, staying away from the threat.
But I don't like that. Now Isma lives... Okay, Baus does live at least. So they have to go forward to save Baus, but I think you just go for slow Q and sorry, Isma instead. He gets flash though.
I think that's okay for Lost Returns. They are going to get Isma on the exit.
Oh, nice. Huge. Shutdown goes to Nemesis as well. Okay, it's playable. It's playable. You've got I think you've just got a massive advantage in the composition if you ever get to like full team fights. As long as you're on the front foot. But when you're behind, it's much harder to be on the front foot. So
I'm most interested
there's that to balance.
in the way the gold leads are going to pan out. We're still even on bot lane. We're pretty even on mid. Next fight, let's see who's managed to accrue more gold by then in these assignments. Because currently, that Aatrox is taking a beating.
He is indeed. Baus.
So the gold lead still is pretty much only on...
World Ender obviously making it quite a bit more difficult if you don't have high burst. But at the moment,
pretty much only on Nidalee.
I'm surprised they
So
much together. I would have thought Slowq would have just taken up a free lane, maybe someone go top, because at the moment it looks like Nemesis is going to get a completely free push on this tier 1.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. That's the sort of thing we're looking for. Just the little assignments, keeping people away, holding a Comical that is so far ahead, just at arm's length. Gold lead already nearly half of its biggest state. With that in mind, it's just slowly keeping everything safe. Otacon,
you just take Gromp here, by the way, as Nemesis. Like, you just keep farming up.
It's going to be a big rush for either of the teams. Is it both approaches?
Sivir can just one-shot the mid-wave.
Your defense of being approached.
You got 2 items on Trist now. She's starting to get very, very strong.
But we don't have
You just wait for Baus to just run over and clear like one-shot side lanes with E. You can still clear stuff quickly. And then when you group up, you want to just group up and run at someone. And you need to be on the front foot. You need to be the one making the play. Otherwise, eventually, like, Arrow will land, Rel will find a nice engage, Spears will land, those kind of things.
It's a win condition, you know, like you can definitely do a lot of work with those builds.
They're rushing 2 top.
It's going to prop them up.
Taking a lot of damage.
It's going to prop you up in the side lane because you actually get to, interact with your opponent there. But you're right that on the objective, you are no longer that brick house. So it's a little bit more of a struggle.
They know that Nemesis is there, right? They're reckless. Is there.
I was thinking that maybe KC just go for it straight away, but they're insisting on protecting this top tower. They want to keep themselves very much locked into this game with all these towers that they can keep, right? They still have their tier 1 mid. They still have their tier 1 top. They're looking
Has to juke the spear.
Well, who could be in a little bit of trouble here. The arrow
nice.
Go nicely. X not finding the mark.
That blue ward paying dividends there. I think that just saw it with plenty of time for Velia to just sidestep out, but otherwise would have locked onto his position. Midwave, Sivir, like, look, that's the Sivir gameplay experience. We just watched it right there. That minion wave didn't stand a chance. Plenty of money, and we'll deal with the champions later.
Ping so going to Atacon now. So it does look like KC going to start to mobilize down onto that bot lane. And to be fair, I don't think there's a lot the Ratones can do here.
Okay, you just trade something for it. You trade tower. Can we trade mid tower or not? Can Velia buy time and we trade mid tower? We're just not all really ready to play something. But it's okay. Okay, yeah, the XP is going to be a big problem. We've got 2 level lead in jungle, level lead in
Well, your experience
shit,
gain
2
is
level.
not fantastic throughout the rest
So
of
that's
the
level
game.
6 no.
Offering
Okay,
not
thank
the
God.
side.
I thought it was level 16
You don't
Corky.
necessarily want to be on a minion wave all the time.
Level lead in mid, 2 level lead in
You
jungle,
want to be in position. You want to be
1
doing
in
well. They no longer have
1 in
to
AD, but one
that.
one
That
full
has
loss
left
Ratons in support.
everyone, a level up except Ensa, who has also spent a lot of time lurking just off this.
That happens a lot when you've got your like enchanter supports or AP supports that want to be on the wave a lot more,
Look at the levels, Temporal, right? Because
want to be
I feel like
playing a
this
lot
fight
more
is
for
what we
themselves.
talked about, but now with that experience
Oh,
bonus as well,
nice.
level up in every single
200
level.
gold swing.
They're
Take
two
those.
in the jungle. You know, the only person that is down a level is Ensa, and that is too reckless, which is obviously going to be the least. Like,
Yeah, it's not gonna make it.
Oh, but there you go. Like, it's hard. Like, I mean, firstly, I think you should.
Is burned, and that will make a difference.
So flash and AD carry. I mean, I don't know why he's going so far forward.
Didn't quite see a burst flash for that.
For me, I think you just give up this dragon, to be honest. I don't think you really want to play this. Maybe you can, but
And straight at them as well. And Ratons is not running away. There's the Magnastorm 3 core immediately too.
that's why.
And that is so much damage coming in with
Yeah,
Soku Bows trying
like taking this window in to get X kicks flash in mid is good. Firstly, I think you should just Sivir ult and run, and then you don't even like he has to flash anyway, and then you still have hook, but that's a separate thing.
flash on Exa is burned, and that will make a difference.
Okay, but now they're all ready and prepared. I think you can't anymore. Teleport comes in. Now, like this fight, I don't think so. You have 2 different like game states. If they have a 3rd dragon, but it's 5 minutes more from now, I think that's good.
Well then, oh, in it comes. It is main turn into mid lane.
And it feels bad because there's nothing you can get for it. But now at this point,
Ratons is not running away. There's the Magnastorm 3 core immediately 2 dead, and that is so much damage coming in from Soku Bows.
but now it's dragon,
But not to safety. Another kill, and KC are looking
Baron
to end
threat.
this game soon. Temporal.
The Rats have got all the range in the composition. And what is all the range to enter flashing forward and dropping the Magnet Storm? A huge blend.
because you walked into a position where they can engage on you, and you've used your engage tools already to run in mid and get like you got Ash Flash.
Tier 2 falling down. The gold influx going up for KCB. Baron going to be spawning very shortly as well. 1 minute until we get down. And I feel like KCB locked down in Temporal. It is GG on to the next round.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge struggle. The Dragon being sold for them as well. Next 5 minutes is going to be a lot of repeat fighting with the recalls coming through, with all the boot upgrade pickups.
Yeah, like you just don't, you just can't walk into the dragon.
It's fantastic, but it is the most uphill of battles.
And I've got a question, right? Okay, so we saw the last fight. We saw the rel. We saw the opening.
I mean, if enemy doesn't engage, the point is that like, unless it's not necessarily that like the rel engage was really good, but it's not just that rel engage. Honestly, I think he should go Shurelius, by the way. It's not just that if the rel engage didn't happen, they'd win, because like any time that KCB are the ones forcing the fight, it can be really, really hard for lost Ratons. Like they need to be on the front foot. So now you've lost your tool of Sivir ult. To be honest, just because you're behind at this stage, I wouldn't go into enemy control. But it feels really bad when there's not like a top tower to play for, you know? But I would say at this point already, like as soon as they teleport mid, just fuck this dragon. Because like, okay, there's either the rel engage hits, which, I mean, she just runs straight at them.
Straight at them as well.
I think it's a bit of a shame that Reckless didn't block it, but it's always hard. Or a spear's going to land, or an Ash ult's going to land, or, you know. But the fact that 3 people got caught by a rel engage just running at you is a shame. Like when she W's, if you just ult someone, then, I mean, it's ult first, so it doesn't quite save you. But
and dropping the Magnet Storm. A huge blend that does not end well, despite the wild growth, despite the Rats doing their best. It isn't enough. They're going to start to bleed some more towers and infrastructure here, and it's all Nemesis and Reckless can do. Just wander around, pick up some gold.
So I like that looking in mid first. I don't think you can actually get that mid tower, but you can push in mid and run towards top. And like you get a few waves for the dragon. I don't think you even get an inner tower, but you get a few waves for it. But that's better than just nothing is better than what happened. And I think there's no way to. I mean, they could have played that engage much better, but there's also I don't think really a way to win that fight when you're not when you're ulting first. Like so, when Rel ults first, the best interrupt obviously is the Lulu ult, which would have been better than not using it, of course, because he just used it on himself later on. But you still get pulled by the ult. It just doesn't. The W doesn't hit as well. So that's why you ult first, I think, as well.
We need the flash Nautilus R to match. That needs to come through. Needs to be direct access. Slow Q and Isma can do a lot from long range. With the Pokemon with the setup, they don't have all the...
So they need to find times to be the ones on the front foot. Anytime KC are engaging on them, it's hard. So they want to try and play on this mid wave.
Needs to be direct access. Slow Q.
I think you just need to like group up Sivir and run at someone.
With the setup, they don't have all the burst in the world.
That's what they tried to do. But they're just too far behind.
Towards the bottom side of the map and picking up kills already. The damage is dropping in, and they just don't have the stats. They don't have the items. Nemesis.
Yeah, they're just too far behind.
So low, but does not die. With Reckless, will be able
But still, not the worst. Like Mainta got super low, and they went 1 for 2.
2 for 1 only.
But even then, like I think you have to, when you're grouping up, you have to be quicker. Even they're starting to fight, but KC start the fight first.
Too much damage for Sivir to deal with. I think the Rats are getting pulled around their 2 conditions. Do you defend the Sivir? Do you stand behind the Tristana? Who's getting which cooldown? This is a very high execution composition, and it's starting to stress them.
Oh, failure. Surely. Could he go for the steal? It's not going to have time. It will be the Baron picked up. KCB now actually going to find the
Nemesis is starting to get really strong, but Maokai's just...
They're going to pick that one, and now maybe they look for more. They're going into the top side jungle. Lost Ratons. They're in a weird spot here, Temporal.
Why? Yeah, they're in a super weird spot. Like, why are we all here?
On this chase, they want blood. They want to find them. They smell the end of this game sooner rather than later. Baus going to fall down, and more towers are near to come.
Oh no.
The stun as well from downtown. Can they do anything?
Oh, this. Okay, still died.
Damage on top, and Slow Q
Yeah, that's game, innit?
obliterates Reckless.
Slow Q has had an incredible series.
I mean,
Stood up to Nemesis in lane. Very, very hard to do for anyone at all. And with it, the base starts to break. Jay took ages to get.
bias. That's what it is.
Mid tower falling as well. 2 towers holding on strong, but for how long? Temporal Valiant County. They can't keep tabs on it. Another tower falls. The minions they're slamming forward.
Yeah, I like that there's some combos that you can like flash and there's some that you can't. Well, no, I mean, I like that there's some that you can, but it does feel a bit arbitrary, doesn't it, sometimes?
The Rats with a big knock-up. Can they do the damage? In goes Rel. Down goes Ratone. And it will be KCB moving on through.
Yeah.
Will make it to the next round of tournament.
Okay, I mean, the first game was just a mega throw twice. They had to throw that game twice. The second game, they fell really far behind. I like their comp. They just need to be on the front foot more. I think they need to swap more early on. I don't really know this Nautilus, but for me, I think they were still in a spot that was like playable. I don't know that I need to look at what's happening next. So once it loads, All Esports. What is the series later today? They're not out, right? I can switch to a new team for tomorrow if they're out, but I think they still play, no? They play against like the team coming through one of the other groups. Okay, I can't... My LoL Esports thing is just not loading. EMEA Masters schedule. Okay. They're in the losers bracket against EWI, I believe, German team. Second place German team? Let's see the results so far. Okay. So, Supermassive 2-0, like we were saying before. Ici Japan took down Big. again. All of these happen predictions-wise. Heretics, kind of cruising. Okay, so because it was one... yeah, okay. And then these guys played... These guys 2-0. Okay. And then from here, they're going to be drawn into against one of the better teams, right? Like they're going to be drawn against like Supermassive or EC Japan or Heretics. So that's always going to be very hard, but at least then you get a best of 5. Okay. Predictions. I didn't see how good they were against KCB. I think on paper this is winnable, but I thought this one was winnable as well because of the two different players. I think it's not really close if it's the normal KCB roster with Bukada and Pirio, but still okay. Yeah, I don't know well enough. I haven't seen enough of these guys play. I don't think we scrimmed them. We might have scrimmed them once, but maybe not. Our scrim partners from Prime, I mean, D&D were quite good, but or DD were quite good, but not amazing. And then Irons were just not very good. I'm not very impressed with Prime so far, but I think it'd still be a tough game. And it's a best of 3 still. We talked about this with the NLC schedule. I don't like getting knocked out in best of 3s. That always feels bad. Getting knocked out from best of 1s or getting knocked out from best of 3s always feels bad. So be an important one to win, because then even if you lose in a best of 5 against like EC or Supermassive or Heretics, I think EC Japan's probably the worst of these teams. Maybe not, actually. Who knows? They're all tough. I mean, I think... Oh, it's so hard to say. It's going to be a banger knockout stage, regardless. Do we already know how Nord will continue, by the way? You will find out on Friday. We've had our first team meeting. Just had a first meeting with some new players. We're going to have some new players. We're going to have some of the same players. We're going to be streaming 1 or 2 practices a week, and we're going to be not streaming 1 practice a week. And we're going to be doing stuff outside of that on stream, experimenting with some new things as always. And the goal will be to challenge Los Ratons for the win. Word on the street is we've got Nash on support. Is that the word on the Sheep Esports one? Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day as well. I'm gonna go now. If Charlie's streaming, everyone go say hi. Not for spoilers for next year's roster and next split's roster, but anyway. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. So I'll do the Los Ratons game again tomorrow. Really want NLC teams to do well. Like, obviously I want Los Ratons to do well because it's them as well. Like, I think their project is awesome, so hence why we're doing the same thing. But also it's good for us if NLC does well, because then next year we get more more placements, more watching, all that kind of thing. So have a good day, guys. And tomorrow, same time, 14, I'll be here for Los Ratons versus